Hey guys, before we start today, well, you'll be seeing the gameplay through here, but I just wanted to say that during this gameplay, I had to restart multiple times, not because of any connectivity issues or because I rage quit, but because this game actually has some very difficult stuff to it, where there's a glitch where if you collect keys during levels and you die with the key in your hand, you won't be able to re-obtain it. It doesn't respawn. So I had to rejoin this game multiple times just because of the glitch. So, it was a big problem for me. I wasn't able to really do anything other than rejoin the game. I eventually got with a group because that made it easier. I got with about 4 other Roblox players, which you'll see later. They're very, very good at this game, but we were able to run through the levels faster, and I was able to beat the level with them. So what we did was a bait trap. Most of what I usually did, like I got up to like the last chapter, and then I couldn't complete it because there was only one way to the exit, and it was being spawn camped. It was being camped by the creature. So there was no way for me to do it. There was no way for me to actually beat it. They were like right in front of the exit, and they were super fast. So even if I got around them, what I tried to do with the other creatures though is in the second level, I lured them away because there were multiple entry points, and if I lured them away to a specific area, the AI wouldn't be smart enough to actually come after me. Remember, this game was actually single-handedly coded by one person. I'm pretty sure. I think that's in the description too. But that made me believe that the AI wasn't that good for any of the creatures. Now, it's still pretty good, especially for the last level, but they do occasionally get stuck in walls and stuff like that, which makes it very easy to get around them and whatnot. Now, this is only Chapter 1. There are multiple chapters, and I haven't played any of the other chapters yet. But through this, I think I know what the other chapters are going to be like. It does not feel like Dark Corners at all. You know, even though we've done so many different maze-like horror games, we've gotten pretty good at them. It's just repetitive work now. This is just a lot less stressful. The only thing I had a problem really with was escaping with the key, because if I had died once, you have unlimited lives in this, which I don't understand, because if you die once with the key in your hand, it's done, it's game over. You might restart at the beginning of the map, the maze, because there are different checkpoints as you go through, but you're not getting the key back, because it despawns. I don't know if it goes straight to the map or whatever, but it's not there. So, I had to redo this, game, Chapter 1, multiple times. I think I had to restart 5 times, and then on my 6th time, I actually made it because of a group of girls that actually helped me get through the level. They were actually pretty good. I didn't expect. Usually, the groups I'm with, they don't really help out, or they leave halfway through. So I was actually grateful that they stuck by me, and they helped me complete the level. So, you know, it was a group effort. We got it done, but you'll see that later in the video. I did not record the beginning part of the video for that because I had already had so much footage showcasing me, like, beating the first and second part of the first chapter. So the last levels are actually the ones you'll be seeing with me in the group. It's basically split up from my first time here and then my last time there beating the level. So you'll see that, and well, for some of them you have to run really fast, but for others, it's just so annoying. I mean, I stood a while on this level because, you know, I couldn't get past. They just made it impossible because you couldn't go back and get stuff. You couldn't do any of that stuff. So, but yeah, it's basically just maze after maze after maze. Like after 4 mazes, it ends. So, I'll leave the rest of the gameplay yeah, I'll leave the rest of the gameplay up to you guys to watch, but this is a full playthrough of the entire level, and what I was able to experience, and how I beat it. So you'll see here, I would definitely recommend doing it with a group, because it's almost impossible to do it solo, due to the fact that you have to bait the creatures out, otherwise they're just going to camp the entire time, and you're never going to be able to beat it, unless you luck out, because I wasn't able to solo beat it because they were blocking this narrow hallway, and I just couldn't get past. So without losing the key or just restarting the entire thing. So shout out to those people that actually helped me, and you'll see them later in the video very soon. But yeah. So the rest of the gameplay is going to be pretty quiet for the most part. You'll actually hear some of my talking over it, because I got a little frustrated during the game, just because I didn't understand what was happening, where the key was and stuff. Sometimes I would search for it, so yeah, I'll let that up to you guys. Watch the rest of the gameplay. It's pretty good if you need help. My only really big tip is don't die with the key in your hand, and don't let anyone die with the key in their hand, and stay with the group. So there was actually quite a lot of communication back and forth through this. We had an entire conversation while we were running through this maze, and we were basically just reusing. It was actually very good teamwork. Probably the only time ever that I've played a group game on Roblox story mode or anything like this, where people have responded with meaningful comments and stuff. Like, hey, I have the key. I'm over here on the west side of the maze. All right, we found the exit. All right, we'll team up. We'll meet up at this specific spot. I'll lure the creature over this way to the east. So it was sort of like we were having our whole conversation here, and we were sort of like strategizing. So I'd like to like shout out again just to them because it they did a really good job, and I actually thank them a lot for helping me because this was such a pain. I mean, it was relatively fun to play, but I'm not gonna say it wasn't a pain. Some of these horror games, they don't have many developers on them, so there might be glitches or bugs, and you might get so far, and then there'll be nothing for you to do because you can't do anything, and you'll be like sort of upset because you came so far. Like some games, I spend maybe like 2 hours strategizing what I should do and what went wrong. Dark Corners, sometimes there was a community chapter. The developer didn't want to fix it. I contacted the developer, Lion Productions. A little disappointing that, he's not taking an interest in something he created, but, you know, um, anyway, there was a shard stuck in a wall, and it took me over. I had to replay the level because I thought I was losing my mind. I honestly thought I was blind the entire level, but I wasn't. It said one shard left, and the maze was huge. The creature wasn't really a problem because it wasn't super fast and it had limited abilities. So it was mostly just the shard count and how big the maze was, which made it a problem. So, but we managed to get through this. This was actually a pretty. I mean, some of the parts were scary. Some of them were. I like the ambiance of it. It's a little creepy. Pretty cool. The monsters remain the same over the past 2, 3 levels. So I'm not really sure where the connection is between all these creatures and stuff. There's no plot, so I don't know how this can have chapters and a story. Because it's not really making any sense. So I hope the developer chooses to explain to us what's going on in these chapters. Because even like with some other games and stuff where they might not have a specific storyline, you can kind of sort of piece together what's going on based off of your surroundings. And this, I really couldn't understand what was happening other than my protagonist character was having a fever dream. So, yeah, we did a lot. We beat the level. It was good. Few of these horror games actually kick you from the game once you beat the level. So, yeah, there was that. Here's the level, the end. Until next time. And I was disconnected, but I got the badge. So, that was, oh my god, I forgot the name of the game. Yeah, sometimes I lose my train of thought with this, because I'm working on so much stuff, so. Also, because we played a lot of horror games. I'm actually trying to create something different with World Zero and stuff like that. Oh, it's called the Alibi. Okay, so it's sort of relatively. I think it was inspired by the Mimic, but it doesn't really feel like that at all. So yeah, but yeah, I think it was pretty well developed for only one person to actually do this. So the game's in the description. You can check that out. Pretty fun. I would play it if you want like a badge, if you're a completionist. I'll do Chapter 2, but it might not be for a little while because I'm working on a project right now. So, but thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, like, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.